internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world.
XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So, to our script, let's get right into today's video. Everything that we have been covering on this channel is becoming reality. USDC just partnered up with SBI Holdings. They are joining forces to boost USDC circulation and transform the financial landscape in Japan with USDC and Web3 services. This partnership signifies a major leap in digital asset innovation and strategic expansion for USDC in Asia. Look what they're doing. They are following Ripple's footsteps. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. You guys are going to be completely mind blown with the dots that are going to be connected in today's episode. If you guys dislike the video, leave a comment, unsubscribe, because I guarantee you are going to enjoy every second of this and you're going to want to smash that like button. Where do we even begin? So here is the press release from Circle. This was announced last night that they're coming together. They're going to pioneer digital currency innovation in Japan with USDC. That is such a bold statement. And we know USDC and Ripple, JP Morgan, and the scalability behind USDC is not achievable without Ripple and its digital asset XRP, which we're going to get into. But first, the jaw-dropping thoughts that we got to connect here. Former HKM chief Norman Chan sets up fintech firm. This is a big deal, and I got a video of him here. You got to listen to what he says. Norman Chan, the former chief executive of Hong Kong Monetary Authority, has set up his own payment services company with backing from several Chinese firms. This man was the CEO of the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, and in 2020, he left to start a payment service company. Do you know why? Because in 2019, they had a meeting where Tobias Ayerjian, himself right there, Norman Chan, and Brad Garlinghouse were just talking about CBDCs, cross-border payments, and Norman Chan knew exactly that this area was going to blow up, and he said, why don't I start a payment company myself? Because there's just so much value to be gained from this sector. You got to follow what these high elites do. Like, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. That is not a delusional concept. That is pretty legit to what happened here. And when you hear to what he says here in a second, that's going to make you go, holy crap, this is exactly with Ripple and XRP. That's their vision. But keep in mind, Ripple is massive in Hong Kong. Just one thing, this was published this year, Ripple to showcase real estate asset tokenization solution as part of the Hong Kong Monetary Authority's pilot programming. Okay, this was this year. And now listen to what former HKMA chief Norman Chan says here.
But I think now the world has changed. Its complexity in this paradigm shift that I think, in my view, we should speed up and expand the scope of these bridges. One simple thing that I think we should consider is to allow a freer move of capital between Hong Kong and the rest of the Greater Bay Area.
Doesn't include is the cost of capital to sitting at a bank there. It also restricts competition because it requires capital to get it there.
I think we should consider is to allow a freer move of capital.
Doesn't include is the cost of capital to sitting at a bank there. It also restricts competition because it requires capital to get it there. Our view in the future is you don't have to have this pre-funding, and instead you can use a digital asset to have global liquidity on demand. Now, we build upon a tech stack, an open source technology called XRP. XRP originally was built by some engineers who had seen some of the flaws of Bitcoin and the challenges of scalability around Bitcoin.
If the money is raised through let's say, designated approved channels. The deployment of the latest blockchain technology, in my view, is able to ensure that the money that flow around Hong Kong and the Greater Barrier.
That is absolutely massive. They're trying to free up capital, and that's what Ripple is going to help with. And Ripple is a completely massive infrastructure. Okay, they don't just provide one solution to one problem. They provide dozens of solutions to dozens of issues within the financial sector and tokenization. And a roundtable that was held this year, Advancing CBDCs and Virtual Asset Regime Perspectives from Hong Kong. And look, Benedict Nolens, Ernest Ho, and folks, are you ready for this? Ripple was in this roundtable discussion where they had drinks and dinner. We're not going to hear exactly what they talked about, but Benedict Nolens ties back into, guess what? USDC and Circle. Okay, take a look at her LinkedIn profile here. Here we have it. She's currently in Hong Kong. And if we take a look at her history, she worked at Circle for 2 years. And if you guys look at that little picture in 2018 that was published, she was there with Christine Lagarde and the DTCC and Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse and Jess Chang. They're all in this together. I don't know how much more evidence I could provide to the average Joe for them to understand how massive this is going to get, and the value of XRP will go to $100 1 trillion %. That is just a fact. And here we have a couple pictures of Benedict, and we have James Wallace. He's the VP for for CBDCs. Here we have it. This is how it looks like behind the scenes. Shout out to Subjective Views for these images. Okay, we're not going to hear everything they talk about. And R3 and SBI have been partners since 2019. Ripple and R3 started up together. Okay, Ripple was there, then R3 came, they created a consortium. Ripple, Corda, XRP, that still all exists. Japan, R3, SBI proves Corda can help businesses go green. This was published this year. And we even have SBI, R3 Japan on their website. And to put the icing on the cake, Warren Buffett doubles down on Japan, increasing stakes in 5 trading firms. And these firms are all indirectly correlated with Ripple and its digital asset XRP. There's going to be a lot of value driven from new blockchain companies that are going to put pressure on financial infrastructures that are going to take revenue from them and generate more revenue in a better manner. That's why Warren Buffett knows they are doubling down. And then now let's finish it off with USDC, JP Morgan, Project Onyx. They need USDC to scale. And we know behind the scenes, Circle, XRP, USDC are all working together in silence. And I'll leave this video to end today's absolutely jaw dropper. I can't believe he ditched as a CEO and started up a payment company. Some of you guys are going to understand this. Some of you guys it's going to just fly over you like a Boeing 747, but that's okay. Listen to this, folks, and we'll be back with another episode. If you guys want to support the channel, we got the last day for the XRP pennant, 30% off. All you got to do is add it to the cart, and the discount will be applied, and we will be back with another video.
I think USDC is obviously incredibly important for the crypto industry, right? I mean, it is, in my sense, pretty much the killer app of sort of retail crypto, because it does solve the key problem of moving money and moving money quickly and cheaply. I think this sort of thesis still needs to be played out, but I think where USDC is going to hit a cap is going to be at scale. So when I talk about the $10 trillion that we're processing every night, and I was looking this morning, I think the market, the 24-hour volume for both USDC and USDT is like $25 billion or something. That's like 400 times less than what we do every day. And if you think about having to fully reserve $10 trillion to be able to make those payments every day, that's a lot of liquidity that you're taking out of the system.
This problem, and I think we're really close. I mean, USDC itself we've seen over $3.5 trillion of transactions directly on the internet between counterparties. And so if we can, improve it with more scalable blockchain technologies like, Brad's company provides.
So I think that USDC has, 100% a place to play. I don't know that in its current construct, it can play at the institutional level.
Clients don't want, individual bank tokens. They want multi-token, multi-border liquidity for added efficiencies.
And there is a lot of money that is being put in terms of trying to solve these technical issues of interoperability. Now, the second one is more complicated. It has to do with liquidity. So imagine that you have a pair of currencies for which there is not a complementary demand. You need to go and search for a third-party currency in order to make this settlement actually happens. And this really complicates things. So we need to put pieces of technology that can make more efficiency this use of liquidity so that more transactions can be settled.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.